another live stream going, man. It's gonna be a quick one. I got a few errands to run before I go to, if I say go to church, before I go to work. I know y'all wonder what's going on with my beard. My girl twisted them up to make them grow. I guess it's what I call myself doing, putting some beard oil in. You know, I got that struggle beard going. But at any rate, we're gonna talk about just real briefly about Rudy Gorbert. You know, if you guys have been seeing, he had the incident where he basically stole off on his teammate Kyle Anderson, and it was a little, you know, the word I like to use, a kerfluffle going on. See, I hit the light button on the way in. So, to me, this shows that Rudy Gobert, it shows a little bit of his immaturity, but I'll walk that down slow. So again, from one of the ESPN reports, is that the genesis of this whole thing was that Kyle Anderson told Rudy Gobert, hey man, start blocking some shots. So Rudy stepped back in, who's supposed to be the team leader, steps in and he said, well, you get some rebounds. Now, to me, that's a little bit of a deflection tactic, because usually when somebody comes at you, you say something back to them just so you won't take any blame. And appreciate y'all. See, we 5G. I hit the like button. So that's kind of a passive-aggressive thing. And Zach says, remember why he left Denver. Oh, well, why did he leave Denver? Oh, you talking about Utah. But at any rate, and appreciate that information, Zach. But so then Kyle Anderson comes back and says, well, fuck you, bitch. And it's almost like, because Kyle Anderson's a little older, a lot more tenured in the NBA. To me, the way I took it was, that's like kind of like big bro talking to little bro. And we know, like in certain circles, like the B word gets thrown around a lot. It's not an off limits word like some people are trying to say, because I saw Shannon Sharp talk on this briefly earlier today. I'm like, he's like, we've been swinging. Not really, man. I played sports for a long time, and it's almost like, who's it coming from, and in what situation does bitch fly out your mouth? Because we say all the time, bitch, shut up. Like, it's not that big of a deal like that. So Rudy got mad because the way that he came, maybe the bitch came from the stomach. And it was something that he felt that Kyle wanted to say to him for a while. That's the way I took it. Because for you to get so mad by something that's kind of light like that, it struck a nerve. It struck in a chord. Let's see. Rudy seems to always have shout out TFJ, have an issue with teammates. Yeah, I mean, this is becoming a thing. So I'm going, tie goes to the runner. You keep striking out. I'm going to think it ain't because of, your bat too small. It's because your hand-eye coordination ain't the best. And so you keep having these fallout with teammates. Now, to be fair, Rudy had gone after this, and he made an apology to say, Kyle's the person I love and respect, and my emotions got the best of me. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Of course they did. Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, bro, you got to control your emotions better. And that's why I said what he said was pretty light. The B word gets flung around a lot. So if you really was about it like that, and Kyle was just really, getting under your skin that way, here's how sensible players handle that situation. You be like, okay, I got your bitch. So in the locker room after the game, you go and you run up on Kyle. You say, hey man, what was that stuff you was talking out there? And usually it's dead by then. But if he really had that type of smoke for you, if you really felt that kind of way, you could have handled it right there. So you throwing that punch when you know somebody gonna hold you back. What it does is it weakens your team dynamic. That's the only thing that came out of this. You didn't look tough, right? Kyle didn't look like a bee getting swung on. I don't know why I say a bee and then a bitch sometimes. Whatever. I'm trying to keep the cursing down. But your team just looks like they're in disarray. And oh, by the way, you're about to play the play-in game against the Pelicans. What, in 2 days? So your team looks chaotic, and you're supposed to be the leader. Now, if a lesser guy swung on another guy, listen, this ain't a stream worth talking about. But you're supposed to be the leader. You are the big contract guy they brought over after you left Utah, right? You're supposed to be the building block of a championship level team with all this talent that Minnesota has, and you can't control yourself in fire. So what happens in a pressure packed game when somebody's picking and prodding at you, messing with you, and you turn around and get a technical foul when your team needs you to be focused? You've shown that you cannot handle your emotions, even with your own teammate. So that's what I'm saying, Rudy Gorbert, it's time for you to step up because I tell you one thing, your boy Spider Mitchell is over there stepping up over there in Cleveland, a team that nobody pegged to win nothing. I mean, it's Cleveland. Do I need to go any further than that? So Spider is stepping up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Shout out to Mystical. So that's what I took from it. It's just like, how are you going to parade yourself out to be this leader? And I'm not saying that Rudy Gobert is a bad guy, but what, you're in year like 8 now. You're a former defensive player of the year. And now, if we're being honest, you're a guy who still has not worked on that offensive game yet. You're still a very deficient. You're like a poor man's Tyson Chandler, if we're being honest. Never really learned moves. You just relying on being 7'1" with a 7'4" wingspan or whatever his measurables are. But you're supposed to be a team leader with all these young guys because we know Kyle Anthony Towns. We know he ain't one. You know, I hate to disparage the brother, but you know, Pat Bev was coming to the Crypto Center with the pack of Charmin. Shit, I had a double take. I thought he was riding with Kyle Anthony Towns for a second. Just saying. Just saying, man. That soft label that he has, he wears it well. God dang it. Should have been went. They about to have me getting a wreck out here. California, boy, I tell you. But yeah, so it's time for you to step up. So let me get some of these comments, and then I appreciate y'all logging in with your boy. I told you I'm going to make sure I start doing more of these. My studio is going under some revamping. I'm going to be using a better camera in there. So I'm going to keep putting this gospel out, man. That is hoop jargon, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. So, yeah, I want to park before I start reading these comments. All right, so Rudy always been an issue with teammate. Yeah, TFJ. Nico says, I see you being clever on the title. Time for a step up on the screen. Nah, I'm going to step it up. I'm going to step it up. Let's see. Utah, my bad. Donovan got sick of COVID after, but yeah, that ultimately brought those guys down. The COVID situation where he was touching all on them mics and all that stuff. That's just, bro, what the hell are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? And I know at the time nobody took COVID serious, and it wasn't a big deal. But then it turned into a big deal when all these people start catching COVID. So it's almost like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's going on? Let's see. So the Wolves are such an in-between team. I don't know exactly. So you need leadership with a team with so many question marks. Who's the leader? Who's the go-to guy? You know Anthony Edwards going to do his thing. You know that Carl Anthony Towns going to do the Carl Anthony Towns thing. They got rid of deloading. So who's the guy that's going to get them to the next level? Like, what's going to get them to the next level? Leadership. And so you and a guy like Kyle Anderson, that's why you bring him in. Kyle Anderson's a guy that, again, he's not going to jump off the stat sheet ever. That's never been his thing. But what he is going to do is he going to come in there, he's going to play defense. He's a good big man facilitator. He's kind of a tweener. And he's a high basketball IQ guy. So in any locker room that Kyle Anderson goes in, he's not going to ever win a foot race. He ain't going to never be in the weight room and I'll bench nobody. But he's going to get respect everywhere he goes. Think of him as like a poor man's Tayshaun Prince kind of guy, more or less. A little bigger. But that's pretty much who he is. And he comes from that Spurs, grooming tree where he understands high-level basketball. He understands high-level leadership. So that's what he brings to that dynamic. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bad look for them. Yeah, I agree, Zach. Shout out to my boy G said, what up, man? What up, bro? Nico says, when is Mike Conley going to actually score like the team needs him to? Well, Mike Conley is an undersized guard there. He's never been a scorer. So if you're waiting for that to happen, don't hold your breath, bro, because that's just not who he is. He's not that kind of guy that's going to go out there and just get you buckets. And he's older now, too. So, and on their team, I don't think they need more scoring, per se. They just need more facilitation. Because you need to let Anthony Edwards be in the best position it is to go off on these teams. Because that guy's just, he was worthy of being the number 2 pick in the draft. Number 1 pick in the draft. I'm so sorry. He's the number 1 pick guy. He's a guy who'll give you like 25 plus a game. Very athletic, can play defense. Prototypical, shooting guard size. And I thought that was the problem with Spider. Spider's like 6'2", trying to play, the shooting guard position. So now Rudy has his prototypical shooting guard. So what's the problem now? Y'all are still treading 500 damn near all the time. Now it's better than being at the bottom where Minnesota, they hang around there too. But with all that talent, you would think that they would, trend up a little higher this year, and it's not been so. And now when you look at stuff like this, you kind of see why. Because there's no way that Kyle Anderson this deep into the season got to tell Rudy start to man, block some shots. This is supposed to be the thing already. Like, this is a former defensive player of the year we talking about here. Oh, let's see. Conley is serviceable in Utah, but he's not a vet yet in locker room press. Yeah, he's a serviceable guard at this stage of his career, so I don't have high aspirations for him personally. Wolves need a pure point guard. I think Conley is getting too old. Yeah, I think they need to address that in the draft. I agree with that. But it's almost like the Timberwolves, they always lean on this, let's get younger thing, let's get younger. How's that been working for you? How's that been working for you? I hit the like button. So ultimately, the guys that are there, they need to step it up. And being the highest, well, I'm just resolving Karl Anthony Towns. Again, I just think he's charming, man. That dude is soft. He's not very vocal. You just, some dudes, you can't make, I ain't gonna call him a poodle. I ain't gonna disrespect him like that. But you can't make some dudes a pit bull. You a pit bull or you're not. You can't make a boxer into a pit bull. Boxers can fight when they need to. Pit bulls looking for fights. That ain't gonna ever be Karl Anthony Towns. Ever. Let's see. So the Wolves are imploding. Yep, absolutely. Rudy is dangerous if you come in. Rudy is dangerous if you come in the paint, but he's not stepping up on screen. Yes, and that'll get you beat too. This is a very high ball screen centric era. So if you're not stepping up on those ball screens, yes, you're creating matchup problems like a mug. Absolutely. Salute to Rap God. Salute to Flight Sports too. I saw you in that flight. So I don't know how I skipped over your comment. Let's see. Zach said we got a Cujo, man. I ain't talking to that guy right now. Let's see. Because G says, because then old buddy fractured his hand after punching a wall on the way to the locker room. Ah, dang. See, that's what I'm saying, man. This team is in disarray, like you said. And I'm just saying, where is the leadership? I'm tired of Rudy Gorbert getting these passes, dog. You got to be the leader, bro. They brought you in and paid you all that money for you to come and lead. Go lead. I can't make excuses for everything around you, man, all the ancillary pieces. It's on you, bro. The offseason will be off the chain. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of player movement because we've seen before the deadline a whole bunch of player movement. You see my Lakers picking up Tristan Thompson, and they picked up somebody else. So, yeah, I mean, I think in this era, it's going to be a whole bunch of player movement, more so than we're probably used to. So, yeah, this is going to be the new normal for sure. So I can only imagine what the offseason is going to look like. I agree with that. These NBA script writers are working overtime. Said Pat Bev not being there is a mistake. Yeah, I mean, Pat Bev is a spark plug, but he's never your answer. And I kind of more or less said this when he came to my Lakers. I like the fact that he come over and he's going to bring a defensive IQ to the team. But ultimately, he's Pat Bev, man. Can't really dribble, can't really facilitate, can't really shoot. But, and get in somebody's chest, that's a good attribute to have. It's just rough when you play the point guard position because now you're basically giving carte blanche to LeBron to do the LeBron thing. To me, it's too slow of an offense, and it's just not going to win you quality basketball games that's going forward. And as you see, the Lakers are playing their ass off right now because they actually move the ball around and going through Anthony Davis and deloading and things of that nature. And LeBron can kind of take some possessions off, as it were. That's a better style of basketball. And Corey Smith says Lakers could get past Grizzlies. In theory, yes. I don't love the matchup, though. Being a Laker fan, I don't love the matchup. I think because Memphis is not afraid of us. Memphis plays hard. They play fast. And if Steven Adams is coming back, yeah, that's not good news for us. So I don't know about that one, dog. I hope so. I don't know if I see it. Ideal coach for the Rockets. I see Ime Udoka is interested, and it's a perfect situation for the Rockets because you got a guy who's trying to get back into the league and get back into good graces. So you're going to go to a sorry franchise. Oh, by the way, the Rockets going to be a good team in like the next 2-3 years. So you'll come in, they got all this young talent, so you look like you're the reason why doing it. Like, to me, in my mind, there's no reason why Ime Udoka shouldn't push real hard to get that job. That's what I think. Let's see. Granted, technically they didn't let him go, but he found because of reported total. Technically they didn't let him go, but he found out. Let me see. Can you do a show on the Rockets in the future? It's hilarious how Silas How they let Silas go? Let him go. They found out because they put. Ah, I got you. Yeah, yeah. To me, Coach Childs was doing okay, man. I know a lot of people didn't like his rotations and stuff like that, but I mean, you got a young team you're working with. You're not gonna get perfection overnight, man. I give coaches like about a good 3-4 years. I know he had 3 years, but then you just got Jalen going. Oh, I like that Turkish kid y'all got. I forget his name. Seguin, what his name is. Another guard y'all got. KPJ. I like KPJ. Y'all got some stuff cooking over there, man. I can't front. You guys got some stuff cooking over there. Let's see. It was just obviously playing the best, but I think he's too young. Yeah, exactly. You can't expect a year 3 guy to be your leader going to playoffs. No, that's just not how it works. Dwayne Casey stepped down to become the Pistons' new GM. All right, salute to Dwayne Casey for that. That sounds like a Joe Dumars move. Or Isaiah Thomas did something like that back in the day, something like that. Adams out the first round. Ooh, damn. Well, so that tells me one or two things. They may just play faster. That may be the solution for Memphis. I mean, because they can win more than one way. So that's interesting, though. That does give us a better shot, though, in my opinion. Don't sleep on the Kings. They have the highest scoring offense. I see them making the second round at least. Yeah, I can see that. So the Kings' number 3 matchup, so they play the 6. So who's the 6th seed? Because I know the 4-5 matchup is now I'm gonna do a preview on that one. That's gonna be a good video. I'm gonna be in studio on that one. At least I'm gonna try. That's gonna be the Russ versus KD series, the Suns versus the Clippers, which I think that's gonna be a hell of a first round series. And like, yeah, G say, y'all smash that like button, man. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, you guys corrected me. Shout out to Third Ward Columbia, man. H-Town in the building. Says salute, Hoop Jog, salute back, bro. And Third also says Rudy Gorbert is overrated as far as a big man. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I'm not here to dump on him, man. I just want him to step up. I'm tired of guys like him getting a pass. Like, you can't just keep getting a pass of being a defensive first guy and not working on your offense. And so I've done the same thing to Dwight Howard, who I hate his motor. And Rudy Gobert, I hate his motor too. I like his measurables a little better than Dwight Howard's. Not saying he would come close to be a better basketball player, but I don't mind, guys, if you're mostly a big man and you're doing your job. I have no problem with that. But when they thrust you into a leadership position, God damn it, go be a leader. Be a leader. So I'm gonna hold you to leader, standards. I'm not gonna let you just get away with just doing the whatever. No, hell no. Third, so let's keep it a buck. T. Wolves ain't been relevant since K. You right about that? Rap guy says the Mavs have been investigated for tampering. Yeah, I that's weird how they set those guys out when your goal is to try to get to the finals. I'm sorry, to get to the playoffs. Yeah, that's just weird to me. I don't understand what's going on. I want to do a video on that, but I want to make sure I know what I'm speaking about before I don't want to just be spitballing. So to be continued on that one. Golden State, the 6th seed. Okay, so they play the Kings. Ooh, that's a hell of a series. The Battle of North California right there. Playing starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Appreciate that, Rap God, for that. Warriors versus King. Yeah, that's a hell of a matchup. I like that. See, so now that's a perfect matchup because you got the young guns who don't know no better against the veterans. It's almost like the Warriors the whole year just had that mentality, like, let us get healthy and just watch. And I'm not gonna lie, this year has been an eyesore watching the Warriors because you just don't know what you're looking at. You go, Wiggins go out there with a sabbatical. People talking about it because his wife, but come to find out his father had an illness or whatever. So, people just be making stuff up, man. Who knows? Salute to Cool Mossy. Good to see you, bro. Let's see. Also said the NBA did get it wrong, though. Anthony Davis shouldn't be a top 75 over Howard. I agree with that. Let's see. Gobert's the ultimate headache. Yeah, man. It's just he leaves a lot of meat on the bone, as it were. And those kind of guys, they're good enough to pay a lot, but they're also bad enough to get you beat. And that's kind of what you see going on with your boy. Let's see. The Heat will likely miss the playoffs. Damn, for real? I thought they were in. Oh, you saying like they're going to lose in the play-in game? Could be. Man, the Heat has lost their luster, man. I thought this team is almost making you lament back that they were so staunch on not getting rid of Hero, so staunch on not getting rid of Bam, He probably should have got rid of one of the pieces because I'm sorry, man. Jimmy Buckets, I underestimated him 3 years ago. I fully admit that. The bubble year, Jimmy Butler was going nuts. But with 3 years now down the road, I just don't think that's a good bedrock of a guy being your main guy. If that makes sense. Yeah, squads, yeah, they're aging, man. The heat are getting long in the tooth, man. So, but that's all I got on this one, man. Thank y'all for being a part of this stream. I don't want to keep them too long. I know when they go too long, people don't go watch them on the rebound. But I love y'all commentary doing this because it keeps me alert. It keeps me on point with the speech, and I appreciate y'all. So Gobert shown he could score if he wanted, but obviously people gave him a pass because he only a defender. Yeah, so I mean, like, no, I'm gonna hold you to leadership standards. Period. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. The Kings have a lot of young talent and potential, but I think they need some veteran players on the team to balance out the team. Yeah, for what I understand, that they brought in Boogie Cousins, but to me, listen, Boogie, I'm a fan of Boogie. I just think he's a loser, me personally. So I don't think that's going to move the needle, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But thank y'all, man. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all being a part of the stream, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.